Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Slightly Below Mediocre Sports, where we just kind of hang around the back of the pack, try to make it at the end. Today we have a couple interesting sprint intervals. So we're going to do four 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off with a 10-minute active recovery, and then another 4x4, 30 on, 30 off. Coach wants 385 watts, it looks like, for 30 seconds, so we'll see if we can give him 400, a little bit more maybe, depending on how we're feeling, but I think we can give him a little bit more than 385. So I'm gonna check one thing real quick. Hey, good morning, Ellie. I appreciate you stopping by today, man. Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for the shares. We got some sprinting going on this morning, so I'm excited about that. Good morning, Eric. Happy to see you, big guy. Thank you for the share bombing it. Ellie, I am super appreciative of you spreading the word this morning. So we got some sprinting going on with some active recovery. Coach wants 385 watts. We're going to give him a little bit more. I'm going to shoot around 400 for the first couple, and then see if we can get her a little higher than that. I hope everybody's having a good morning so far. I just woke up and drank half a cup of coffee and decided that I was going to get on my bike and knock this thing out this morning. So here we are. Thank you for the like, Doc. We are closing in to, we got a recovery day yesterday and we got a recovery day tomorrow, because this is supposed to be pretty painful on the legs, and then recovery day tomorrow, like I said, and then the day after that we're going to be hammering into it again, which I am super excited about. I like when I can get on here and dig a little bit versus follow a set schedule that is boring to me, you know? But we got a long warm up today and a long cool down, so that's cool. I appreciate it. I dig that a whole bunch. Thank you for the like, Jason. Just getting everything woken up here. Slowly adding some power. Feel good today though, man. Feel solid. But I guess that's the kind of mindset that I'm going to need for these guys, because they can get pretty tough. Not having a break in between sprints is painful. But put hair on your chest, you know? I'm glad you have been too. You've been eating up the miles like crazy. Oh, I think those are my miles. Oh, I think those are my miles. Is that my KOM right there? I'm just gonna, that's Doc. I'm over here trying to scoop up the scraps. But I do feel good. My arm feels pretty good. My doctor made fun of me yesterday because I have a skinny arm. She's like, oh, you're a little skinny back there in the scap area, you know? Don't tell me I'm skinny, lady. You're breaking my heart. Feeling great. It's sore, you know, like I said, when I first wake up, it's sore. From just sitting in that spot, I guess, or either being like at max tension. But it feels good. I can't really complain. What's today, Thursday? So today is like 2 months after my surgery, basically 7-8 weeks. So I can't complain. Doing pretty good. You are skinny. But you're skinny everywhere. So when, like, I have this like monster arm from doing everything with my right hand. I got this big old monster arm, and then ow. And then my left arm is like super skinny. Yeah. You can't just flip her out like that. That's not good. It's gonna be great. I got like a little clicky thing on my bike when I get to like, when I have a certain weird pedal stroke. I can't figure out what it is. It's like something's like tapping my bike, like tap, 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 tap. And that's no bueno for the mind. Trying to figure out what it's clicking on, but can't find it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is just figure out where that click, 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 click is coming from. It's gonna start like right in the middle of the effort or something. That's just how that shit goes. There it goes again. I don't know what that is. Terrible. Oh well. I got the fan on today. Excited about that too. Usually I forget to turn the fan on and I'm sitting here like a wet cat. You know? And here we go. Finally get to put a little oomph down on her. That feels nice. Those lower RPMs not the low RPMs, the lower watts are weird for me to hold. Like when I have to hold 140 watts, it's the hardest thing for me to do. I don't understand. I'm better off at like a higher watt. I mean, not for very long because I'm not very strong, but these short efforts, or like the ramp up efforts for like 120 to 150 watts, I rarely hit those the way that I need to because I don't have very good finesse. I need to learn that. So if you're new to my Zwift stream, then right over here, the red line is my heart rate. The gray, blue, green line here is what zone we're in, what power zone. We're going to be touching the red a little bit today. So that's going to be great. Up here above my head, you'll see Pod Racing 1, and that's the workout for the day. And I finish in 56 minutes. So, just basically gotta hold on and get through her. But down through the workout there, you'll see the different colors. 10 minutes at 190 is blue, and then the 4x30s are in red, which shows the power zone we'll be in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Drop a like and a follow if you don't mind. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I may not have the right answer, but I'll attempt to find it for you. I am by no means a pro or have all the knowledge. I know a little bit, and I'm willing to help. That's why I am streaming my workouts, so people can get an idea of what sprinters do before an event. I'm completely transparent. I don't like to hide any of my information. It makes me feel weird. So if you have questions about cycling or my diet or anything that I do, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to help. I do not use ERG, like the trainer simulating the power for me. I do it all on my own. That's why it's inconsistent. I'm just trying to build consistency, and being on ERG doesn't help me that much. So here we go. the evil 140 watt spin. See, dude, this sucker's a killer for me. I can't find it. Come on. Come on. So there's 140. That's what it feels like, yeah. Have the toughest time. Something's clicking down there. It's like a knot, like a tap. Like when my foot gets a certain spot, it clicks. So am I trying to move, like adjust my foot to where it doesn't do that? I think when I get off of here today, she's gonna get a tear down and get cleaned up. Hey Randy, thank you for the like, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. Oh crap, I didn't even see that I had to do 10 minutes at 190 before the sprints. Snuck that in on me, that dirty, dirty guy. That's all right. Get everything, get all the systems running good. I lost a leg there. Stevie. This is my friend Stevie. She's our Weimaraner puppy. And she is sad that I'm not paying attention to her this morning. Poor little guy. Hi, Steve. I gotta find out where the hell that cookie's coming from. I think what I'm going to do is when I get done here, I'll take everything apart, but I'll tighten up my bottom bracket there and see if I'm getting a little click in there. Good girl. Nope, I never use ERG, and I get some criticism for it, but I just like to be able to control my own power and RPM. What's up, Randy? How you doing, brother? Hope you guys are skating through your Thursdays. I figure out it might even be the saddle clicking back and forth. Whatever. We figure it out. I'm not gonna let it. Yeah, bike needs a tune-up. I can take care of it here. I just been so busy I haven't taken it apart. I took it to a local bike shop here in Santa Rosa. I'm not going to name names, but they completely messed my stuff up. And So I'm a little bit wary of going out here to people I don't know. So I just kind of do my own maintenance. So the coach gave us a 190 at 10 minutes, or 10 minutes at 190. I just saw it before I started it, but his goal there is to get everything, all the systems woke up and get them operating and producing acid, lactic acid in the body. And then his plan is, once my body is getting hammered, stand up and sprint a few times. My coffee's sitting right over there. I want some so bad, but I know that if I drink some, it'll come back up here pretty soon. Thank you for the like, Maul. Frank, appreciate the love this morning. Super grateful for it. So if you're just tuning in here, we got 8 more minutes at 190. And then the coach called for 30 seconds at 385. But I think I'm going to give him 400 for the first 4. See if I can hold 400 for 30 for the first set. And then maybe the second set we'll just see how far we can blow it up. Because I feel like that today. Had a pretty good sprint yesterday, but my little desk here that I have that has my mouse and my keyboard and stuff on it got in the way when I was sprinting yesterday, and I didn't get the KOM. That kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. So I don't know, maybe we'll give it another shot today after the workout. We'll make it 9 30-second sprints today. Should have some left in the tank. So I believe starting April 1st, we're going to have stars activated. I got to go through that whole process and make sure I can do it and stuff. We'll get those activated, and then every month we'll donate to a veterans charity, and I will show you receipts of what I make from the stream and what I send somewhere else. So that's the plan, at least by April 1st, because we have a family and I got a busy couple weeks coming up, so I won't be around from like the 14th, March 14th to probably March 22nd or so. That week I'll be gone. So I'll set it up when I get home. This is nice. I haven't been able to get down here in a long time. Usually I have to ride it with my hands up on the bars or relax on the flats there. But I got my hands now. Thank you for the like, Packley Slurp. Glad you dropped by. Just getting everything moving here. Basically a super long warm up for 2 minutes of work, but we want to be a little bit fatigued when we get to the work, because never, except for the first sprint, are you anywhere close to 100% while you're working. So what I mean is, if you're road racing or crit racing, 9 times out of 10, whoever you're racing with is just gonna punch it out of the corners, right? And that's a sprint. And when they get done punching it out of the corners, they don't just let off and recuperate, right? Recover. They hammer and they hammer and they hammer some more. So this is putting the body in an uncomfortable state, really, and then asking it to pick up, hammer, 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 and then ride fairly easy, 180 watts for 10 minutes, but no real break, and then hammer, hammer, hammer again, with 10 minutes of 190 after that. So there's no real break for the elevating heart rate. Which starts to get interesting. You're just basically forcing your body to stay calm, and it's tough sometimes. Not physically, but mentally, trying to get your body to listen to you. Going to be about 4 minutes of shittiness here pretty soon. I'm excited. Nothing like waking up in the morning and first thing hopping on the bike and hurting yourself a little bit. Whew. So we're going to cruise here, and in about 10 seconds to go, we'll shift over into the big ring and down a couple gears and get ready. I only take in a little bit of water because if I try to drink a whole bunch, it just sits in my stomach and I'm going to end up throwing it up anyway. So just little drinks. Here we go. Like I said, we'll try to do 400. I don't want to do more than that to start. I guess 480, 450. There we go. Okay, here we go, rest time. Woo! Then we go sprint time. A little bit of nighttime, daytime. Try to flush out all the bad crap. A little bit of hammer time. One more. One more, then a short break. So we get a little break here. Then I gotta take it back up to 180. There we go. Now we just float here and get ready for the next set. Try to drop the heart rate as much as possible. Excuse me. So, if you're new, I blow my nose on the left side of my towel and wipe my face off on the right side, and I spit in a bucket right here. Not on the floor, I promise. Because not out on the road, obviously. So I can't be spitting all kinds of stuff on my floor. Old lady would get pretty mad. Thank you for the like, Travis. Good morning, brother. We're doing a little sprinting this morning. Getting the arm used to holding some weight. I went to a PT yesterday and they said I can start doing rows, like rows. I can start doing, what else did she say? Tricep extensions. So I'm excited. I'm gonna hop on that this morning after I get done with this. And cleaning my bike, of course. Oh, we're trying, Travis. We're trying. Just trying to get comfortable for these next 4, you know? Thank you for the follow, Howard. Thank you for stopping by. We're summoning all the mullet power today. Got a glorious mullet going on here. It's beautiful. Even swoop it to the side, you know, like those new age ladies that shave part of their head. Yeah. See? On this side over, all business. All business, you can't even tell. Over here, all party. I'm going to get my son a haircut today. And, or tomorrow, sorry. And I asked my daughter if I should cut my mullet off. You know, if I should just shave my mustache, cut my mullet off, and look normal. You know? And she looked at me like I had 6 heads and just spit in her coffee. She's like, you better keep that mullet, that majestic mullet, and that gross mustache. You better keep it. And I was like, all right. I consider that she's 11, and when she's a teenager, she probably won't like me, and all of my opinions are wrong, and I don't know anything, right? So I figure I might as well enjoy it now. Something to laugh about. I know that I'm going to show up to Carson Velodrome in June or July with a mullet. Yeah, man. Try whatever you want, Andre. I mean, it's up to you and it's up to personal preference. I mean, I got some buddies that use ERG and swear by it. You know, I guess it's kind of like trying to choose which bibs to wear. You know, Personal preference. But do whatever's comfortable for you, Kevin. Nothing wrong with that, man. But I like to keep the choice to shift and spin more and keep the power, or spin less and keep the power. I like the kind of the choice to use different muscle groups. If that makes any sense to any of you guys out there. Because, you know, like my quads get tired, right? Quads get tired. So instead of pushing down on the stroke, what I'm doing is you'll see my legs go wonky for a second. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to switch muscle groups so that I'm not pushing with my quads anymore. I'm only pulling with my hamstrings. So I'm kind of giving different parts of my leg a break. And when I want to give my hamstrings a break, instead of at the bottom of the pedal stroke, scooping my toes down and pulling up, I'm just scooping and throwing. So I'm not using so much hamstring. Yeah. See, like my high intensity workouts, my coach may have a number that he puts on there. And usually we have a discussion before these workouts, and he kind of tells me what he wants or what is acceptable, I guess. And since I haven't measured my FTP in a while, since I've been in a sling, we're going off of old FTP numbers. So if I have the ability and the strength to ride over 385 watts, I'm just going to do it. Because there's no point in having a high intensity workout, right? And only going 3/4 throttle because that's what it says. At that point, you're not getting a high intensity workout, you're getting a FTP threshold workout, maybe a little higher. But you're not hitting that anaerobic capacity that he's really asking for. I threw her over in the big ring. If I get her down. We'll ramp up here. Hey, Steve. Oh man, that was probably a bad idea. Good, man. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you know. Thank you for the follow, Carl. awesome of you. I'm using a Tax Neo Smart Trainer. Oh man. Gotta get her back up there. Oh, no problem, man. Last one. Coach is coming for my soul today. Oh man. Hey Scott. Good morning, brother. Thank you for the like. Trying to do a little active recovery here. But it's tough, boy. We get the heart rate steadily dropping. That's what we need. After a few sprints, you're probably not going to get a huge decline in heart rate. Take you a couple seconds to catch up. Kind of even out around 160, 162, which is cool. So thank you all for stopping by and saying hello, good morning, good evening, asking questions, keeping me going, knowing that you guys are still there. Thank you, brother. Rocking the mullet hard. That's where I summon all of my power. My FTP is low. I've been cycling since 2014. That's when I started. I'm a sprinter, and my FTP is only like 260, but it's been a long time since I've done an FTP test, at least 2 months, because I had shoulder surgery in January. You'll get there, man. You'll get there. The thing about cycling is it takes time. Like, you can't hop on and ride a 4-hour century. Like, you can't do it. The heart, it takes some time to adapt. The legs take time to adapt. It's different. And if you do it right, I mean, I don't know what you're built like, but 6'2", 200, you could be a mean sprinter, you know? I'm 170 pounds, 6 foot, so I'm not as tall or heavy, but on the downhills and the flats, you can't. It's hard for the littler guys to stay with us. So that's what I try to tell myself, at least. Shoulder's doing good. I had surgery January 12th, and I had a bicep tendon tear, a rotator cuff tear, and a labrum tear. My surgeon went in and fixed all of it. And then on, let's see, February 12th, or 10th, February 12th, I got my sling off. So 4 weeks after surgery, I had my sling off. So I've been recovering well. Shoulder feels good, you know. I got the same grip strength in my right arm as I do in my left arm still. So I'm making great progress. Thank you for asking. Cycling's a lot of fun. The only way that I'm really going to ride outside anymore is with a group of people. Because I don't want to get nailed by a car. There's too many people on their phone when they drive, and you know, you look down for 2 or 3 seconds, you don't see the cyclist, you know, and I've done too many things, been on too many deployments, seen too much shit to die on the side of the road with a pelvic bleed, you know what I mean? Yeah. The dash cams are great, right? But they're only great after the incident occurred. So I just do my best to avoid it. I know that's sissy of me, but it scares the shit out of me. And I can't do it to my kids or to my wife, you know? I know that sounds weak, but I race in the velodrome, you know what I mean? So there's no real need for me to be out there anyway. I mean, I was riding in Florida, and a dude cut me off, barely missed my front tire, cut me off, and then ran into my friend Vicky Lyles, hit her with his car, knocked her off her bike, everything else. And I showed up to his window, like, what are you gonna do, you know? And I think that scared him a little bit, because he doesn't realize how big somebody is when they're riding a bike and then they stand up next to you. So we got pictures of him and stuff, called the cops, and then dude parked across the street, started calling somebody. Yeah, check this out, dude. So he parked across the street at a gas station and started making some phone calls. And I thought, oh, you know, he's just gonna, you know, call his insurance company or whatever. And he didn't. He fucking took off, went down the road, and then came back like 2 minutes later with 2 dudes in the back and 1 in the front. The 4 dudes rolling up on us, and it was me in my freaking spandex and my friend Vicky Lyles. She is a fucking monster. I mean, that chick can hold like 240 watts all day, and she is like yoked. And one of the dudes in the front seat was like, "You and your boy want to start some shit?" And I turned around and looked at him, I'm like, that's a chick, dude. That's a woman. You hit a woman on a bicycle, not a man. And now you circle back and you want to fight us? Bad idea. And Vicky was taking pictures the whole time. And we reported it to the cops, and it was crazy. Cause he when he swerved at her, he didn't just oh, I'm cranking the wheel at you. He punched it and swerved at her. And she was riding a brand new Trek Madone that had gotten cracked and scratched all up. And then the dude was waiting for us, right? Because the way that he went to go pick up his buddies was the way that we had to ride to get back to Vicky's house. And it took almost everything we had to convince the cop to follow us home, because he's like, oh, they're not gonna do nothing, they're not gonna do nothing. And then he gave us a line up there because we had the license plate number, and he's like, he's not gonna do nothing. And then 2 seconds later he shows us a lineup of suspects. And he's like, oh yeah, this dude's wanted for assault and possession of a weapon. And we're like, so you want to ride us home or what? And he finally followed us back, the 0.8 of a mile or whatever home. But they couldn't find him, nothing. I don't know. He said it was our fault, but the thing about me is, When I ride my bike, I'm all the way on the right. Like, I'm damn near in the dirt because I don't want to get ran over, right? I know the risks, and I know that people don't like cyclists anyway, right? So why provoke the fight and ride out in the middle of the road because I can? You know, I'm like over in the dirt, both of us are. And I was on her wheel coming up to the stoplight, and there was a lane shift. Like, you could go straight, and then the white line cuts over, so there's a turn lane to go to the right. And we had stayed in that right lane. But when he came across my wheel, like, I could see just like that when he was coming up, and he was on his phone. He didn't even see us. And so instead of just staying calm and apologizing, be like, whoa, sorry to skim you there, he swerved at Vicky. And she's vicious. So that's one of the reasons why I don't ride on the road. And that was in Tampa. And then another one in Tampa, well, it was in Brandon. I used to go to jujitsu like 6 times a week, and I would just ride my bike to jujitsu, ride my bike home, eat something, relax for a little bit, and then go to the next jujitsu class. So I was going to jujitsu like 10 times a week, but 6 days a week, right? So on one of the rides home, it was like a 2-mile ride from jujitsu to the house. And you gotta ride down like Brandon Boulevard and then take a left. Can't remember what the road is now. Anyways, you take a left, and it's like 3 feet of shoulder width, right? Thank you for the follow. It's like 3 feet of shoulder width. And so I'm just cruising, doing like 23, 24, just trying to get home. And this dude swerves by, and he tags me with the mirror on my elbow. Because I'm like, you know, riding like this, and it hits me in my arm. And we had a little stop sign, a little stoplight. It was like this intersection, not a T, but at an angle. And like when he hit me with the mirror, he like flung his arm out the window. Like, why did you hit my car? Why are you riding on the road? And so I just unclipped my left foot from my pedal, and when I was riding up, I put my cleat through the side of his car a couple times, and he didn't follow me anymore. Because I don't deal with that shit. There's cars that do that, like when I ride up around Yosemite and I'm dropping out of Yosemite, I'm going like 60 miles an hour on my bike, and the speed limit's 55, right? And I'm doing 60, 62 on my bike, and cars will try to pass me in the hills. Like tourists that, like from San Francisco, that don't know the roads or the mountains, and they'll try to pass you, and they're like head on in the other lane with people. It's crazy. So like unless I'm in a pack of people, I don't ride on the road. And you're right, people are hostile. Everybody's got like an anger issue, and like nobody takes the time for anybody else. So I just stay in here on my trainer and talk to you guys. Safe and sound. The only thing that really happens is, I was looking for Stevie. The only thing that happens in here is when I start sprinting really hard and I start like hyperventilating and feeling like I'm gonna die, my Weimaraner puppy will come and she'll sit right here and stare at me and whine because she doesn't like what I'm doing to myself. So that's a lot better than getting hit by a car, you know, or dealing with somebody with road rage or whatever. I just try to take myself out of the equation. That way I don't have to worry about it. yeah. And especially right now, you know, my shoulder's not 100%, and it won't be 100% for a while. So there's no real need for me to get out on the road and like put myself through that abuse. So I'm just going easy on myself so it does work for the rest of my life. So yeah, you know, I just turned 33 years old, 33, yeah, on Sunday. And for a while, like for a week, I thought this shoulder surgery was, you know, a mistake for like a week because it hurt so bad, right? Like it was a pain that I'd never felt before. Like, and I'd broke both my femurs on a motorcycle, and it didn't feel like the shoulder surgery, you know. And so but like a week after, I was like, this was the right move, you know, because I could finally get a little bit of movement in there, and all the movement was smooth. Like my whole shoulder on the inside is nice and smooth. Before, it felt like I was out rubbing a stick through the gravel. You know, it was like chunky and painful. When I'd walk and like bounce, my shoulder would dislocate. So putting it all into perspective, it was a great idea. Yeah, thanks, man, and thanks for a happy birthday. Thanks, William Schmidt, for the like. Yeah, it's been a weird 7-8 weeks, but I'm super grateful, and just keeping a good diet and staying on the bike has helped me out a lot. So, but I appreciate everybody coming by. I might be doing some iRacing a little bit later this evening. I don't know if you guys are into that or not, but be putting around trying to race some cars and trucks. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and or rest of your night. I'm gonna get something to eat, clean this bike up, and that's about it. iRacing is a racing simulation. If you check out some of my videos on my Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, it's basically any kind of car or truck you want to race. I race anything from like Miatas to pro off-road trucks to NASCAR trucks to rally cars, whatever. There's IMSA, supercars, dirt cars, sprint cars, all kinds of stuff. So we'll be hopping on that a little bit later. So hit that notify so you see when I pop on. And usually I put, if I'm riding my bike, I put Zwift. And if I'm racing, I put iRacing, so everybody knows. But sometimes I get freaking confused, you know, and I go iRacing and I leave Zwift up, or I Zwift and I leave it as iRacing. So I apologize, I'm trying to get better. Remember, we are slightly below mediocre sports. I'm not claiming to be awesome at anything, right? So anyways, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you later. Oh, we'll see you later, Mandy, and we'll hop on later and holler at you.